Hi, I'm Trent Gustus with Keller Williams Realty. After being in the real estate business for 13 years, I've watched the market go up and down. Today we're going to look at the overall real estate market. One of the first things I want to do is give you in my report a little bit of the history of where we've been at, and that'll help you to understand where the market might be going. Now, this particular report just shows from 2000 until the end of 2012 here, to give you a little history. Now this red line is our population, and this here is our listing inventory. Now one of the things that maybe some of you may or may not remember is that 2000 was a pretty hot year for real estate. And we had a number of about 5,000 total listings on MLS, and a population of just a little around a million people. And we saw that as a result of that hot market, by around 2004, 2003, we got all the way up to 7784 listings. And the reason for that is that builders and developers had got caught without enough inventory, and they started to add new product as a result of this hot market that we had here. They started to add inventory and build and put development permits in place. So by 2003, most people don't remember that the market really wasn't all that hot. As a matter of fact, the market reported about a 6% increase per year, but that was more that people were buying more expensive homes, not that the house on a particular street went up. I think it's important to note that a lot of times when we think that the market is moving up, it's actually, when the actual sale price is going up, it's not moving up. It's actually just the fact that people are buying more expensive homes. It's something always important to realize. Now, so in response to that real estate lack of inventory we had in 2000, we went all the way up to 7784 as a result of new builds. And then what happened was, so we had to chew away at that inventory, and it took us all the way till the latter part of 2005 and the start of 2006 to get down to 5,500 listings in the marketplace. And so as you can realize, that's not very much inventory. That's back down to where we're close to being a hot market again. So what we saw was absolute craziness in 2006. Now, so of course, because what had happened was a lot of the builders and developers had got caught, with all this inventory back in 2003 and 2004, and they didn't submit any permits, and as a result, a lot of the builders and a lot of the contractors and a lot of the workers even left our province to go find work elsewhere. So as we didn't have enough inventory and we didn't have enough people to build the product in 2006, so you saw what happened. The market went a little bit crazy. So in response to that whole thing, what you're going to see is that this is a cycle, and that what happened was we hit a high of just almost close to 15,000 listings in 2008 and latter part of 2008. So it was crazy, and then we had a situation in 2009 where a lot of those listings actually, my belief was that they expired. In 2009, because the financial economic markets were such doom and gloom, and because of all the things that happened in September of 2009, people just took their homes off the market because this was a inventory drop. But in reality, a lot of those listings expired, never to come back on the market. So what we saw was in 2010, the market was a little bit stronger, and so people started getting more optimistic, and we got to 13,000, almost 13,500 listings. So we whittled away and we whittled it away, and that tends to be what we've been doing slowly. And what's the reason why we're whittling away at that is because now we're at a population at one point back in 2010, 1.3 million for the Calgary area, when back in 2000 we're at a size of about 1 million people. So as our population grows, we're going to see that this 5,000 listings is a very unreasonable amount. And now we're, at the end of 2012, we're 1.38 million for the population of Calgary, and as you can see, we're down to just a little bit over 5,000 listings for the end of 2012. So what does that tell us? Well, it tells us that the supply is really, really low right now, and the market might actually really be good this year. But we'll look at a few other things just so that to give you an idea what's happening. Now, predictors of our population base are being fairly conservative here. When you look back on what kind of growth we had in 2006, we had 4% increase in our population, and in 2012 we had a 1.5 increase. In 2013 we're expected to have somewhere around 1.3. Now, something important to remember is that when you look back on these numbers, these percentages they look at as they go down, they're percentages of a larger number. So you can expect that a lot of these people, say in the last 2 or 3 years, if they're new Canadians, they're not really ready to buy. So although it looks like our population might move to 1.4 million by the end of this year, but it has no. Their predictions seem to be very, very low. Having said that, our past history indicates generally higher population growth than the city's predictions. Now, here's a sales report going back to 2002, and it shows the year, the month, the property class, average sale price, number sold, added list, the inventory, average days on market, and some of the most important numbers are the inventory and, of course, sales to new listings and sales to active listings, which is quite interesting when you look at just where we've been and what's going on right now. In December, our sales to list ratio was 100%. Now, if you look back on history here, you can see that there isn't a lot of 100% numbers. As a matter of fact, it was more than 100%, which means that we actually sold 1,390 properties in December, and we only listed 1,377. So, and our November number was 81.5%, 54% of sales to list of new listings. So it means that we're really these last 2 months of 2012 were extremely good. Okay, and the average sale price was $429,000 in December and $428,000 in November. So that's if you want to go back and look at our stats and just kind of have a history. Well, during the summer months or the warmer months, we had 62% sales, 67% sales to list. So those are fairly high numbers when you look at the percentage of people that are listing versus selling. If you go back on our numbers and you look at, let's look at some of the worst years. Let's look at one of the worst years. That would be 2009. We had 64, 67 percent sales to list. We didn't have as many people listing, but as we can see, our inventory is dropping, and that could be an indicator when we start to see that people are buying more than they're buying them as fast as they're coming on the market. That's a good sign. The question now is going to be just how much new inventory is going to hit the market in the next year, or even in the next 5-6 months. And this will have a lot to do with the new building that's coming up. This is the City of Calgary building permit values, and in 2011 there was $4.54 billion in new permits given. And if you think about it, a lot of these properties, this represented 9,800 in total new residential units. Now, what this means to us really is that if you could consider that a lot of these builders can generally get property on the market between 9 and 12 months if it's a brand new build, that would mean that a lot of the properties would have probably been on the market by now, and some of them would be coming, of course. Now, if we want to look at what just happened in 2012, we had a total of $4 billion in residential permits taken. Now, every month, the City of Calgary, they produce a list of just how many permits have actually been given for each type of property. And if I go back 9 months, and then I want to maybe make a prediction of what might be coming on the market this coming year, I could predict that there's possibility of 391 single-family homes may come on the market in January. Two-family 54, condo townhome 231, apartment 264, total new homes of 940 for the month of January, possibly for new builds. Now, when you look at that, you think, well, okay, we can project that out and see what that does for the amount of new listings generated, and that would be about total new homes up until July would be around 6,100 new listings possibly. Now if you took that number and said, okay, what 17.5% of buyers are new home buyers, and if people were moving up to new homes, then you would consider that every time we take into account the 17.5% new home buyers, and have the rest of the market is buying new homes and putting their homes on the market, my prediction would be that that creates a number of another 5,000 new listings that would come out of that for that particular time period. Now, if we also, we blend these two numbers together and we get a number of 11,000 new listings that may be created from the new building. That would be based on a fact that 100% of them sold, which, you know, that's not really a possibility, or maybe it is, who knows. Now, another thing to consider is the fact that we also had something like 8,700 listings back in October, and our sales to listing ratio wasn't 100% every month, which means that there was a number of listings that were on the market in the fall season that didn't sell, and they didn't reappear on the market because of course our number of listings dropped. If we would have had more than 100% sales to list ratio, then that would explain everything, but we have a number, like I say, that didn't sell. So by my calculations, based on this, we could have about 5,200 listings in the fall season that actually didn't sell, meaning that these are going to reappear on the market. And if you look at a lot of people don't list in January, they wait until February, and then they get stronger March, April, and May when those, and of course some of them never come back on the market, but if we assume that almost 100% came back on the market by the end of June or July, we would have this number every month adding to our monthly inventory. So taking these things into consideration, we would have, let's say January, you may have a number of 5,600 listings and a number of new listings coming on the market of 2,200 listings. Now, if we maintained a sales to list ratio of 81%, which isn't 100%, and it's higher than 75, being that the fact of the matter is that we've had a fairly good record in the last few months, that would be 1,787 in sales, 1,787 sales for that month. And this is what our inventory would look like based on this kind of calculation, is that by June we would reach around 8,000 listings. But there's a problem with that number, and that is that, you know, one of the things we'll never know is how many people come out of the woodwork and then decide to move up or change as a result of whatever other reason besides the fact that they were in the market last year or they want to buy a new house. So we're going to have a number of listings that add to that. We just have no way of knowing what that's going to be. But these particular numbers, I believe, are low as far as the sales are concerned because of another factor. So when you look back and you think that I was predicting 81% in sales of a high of around 2,000 sales per month, this is the sales number for column for this year's numbers sold, and when you look at a sales number of about 2,000, you realize that that's a really low number, because back last year in June we sold 2,900 listings just in June, and 3,100 listings in May, 2,800 in April. So it looks to me like the market this year is going to be very strong for sellers, because the amount of inventory is or may not be enough on the new builds, as well as what's coming back on the market, may just not be enough for our current population base that is expanding. So as you can see, based on what's happening in our current market, you can understand that we're really going against the world news, and we're going against pretty much every other economic factor. And the fact is that I think it's mostly due to the fact of the new population that's moving into Calgary continually, which need homes, and that's gobbling up our inventory. You know, as you can see, we've had some amazing growth over the last 12 years as far as population, And it looks like with the oil prices and everything else, there just seems to be no stopping it. And even if oil prices aren't fantastic, I don't believe that's going to be the huge factor. The huge factor is that's driving our market is just the need for homes, and the fact that we've got these low interest rates. That seems to be working for everybody. And as you can see, when you look at new building permit applications and you look at the stats here, this is kind of an indicator as well that builders and developers certainly feel bullish about the market and what's going to be happening. So they wouldn't certainly be gambling all this money if they didn't believe the market was truly going to be able to absorb most of this inventory. What does this all mean to you? Well, there's no accurate way to predict anything here. I mean, I've taken a stab at it. My best guess is that if we have a lack of number of listings on the market now, it's probably a good time to be on the market sooner than later. We don't know what's going to happen as far as the new inventory that's going to come on the market. If it doesn't supersede what I have here, then of course we're going to be in a really hot market in May or June. But if the inventory rises and it's low now, and I've found over the last 12-13 years that many times in January, February, March were better times to sell, only because there was very few homes on the market. And then later on, it seemed like the news reported how good the market was in May and June, and people came on the market too late, so they missed the initial surge. With the amount of new homes coming on the market and the possibility of mortgage rules tightening, it could be that it happens just that way, that we have a hot first 3 months, and then after that with new inventory it cools a little bit. Realize that the market news I've just given you is based on the whole market. There's a whole other study we can do on the area that you're looking to buy or sell in. Back when I started selling real estate, over 90% of the homes I sold were expired listings or homes that other agents couldn't sell. During that time, I learned from my clients the many frustrations that they had selling their homes.
Yeah, we had the home about, twice with some other agencies, and they couldn't sell the house. We don't know why. It's a beautiful house.
There was not any interest shown at all in our home by anybody that came and viewed it.
Too many of the other MLS realtors who'd come and show the house, they wouldn't have a clue.
We didn't get any feedback on our showings.
Last time our house was in the market about 3 months, and we've never got any offers.
It's for these reasons I have a very detailed approach on the way I sell my clients' homes. But here's what my clients had to say.
Hi, I'm Des, and I am a client of Trent Gustus. Originally, we started with another agent who was with us for approximately 3.5 to 4 months. And, they worked hard for us and got about 40 people into our home through the conventional methods of advertising. There was not any interest shown at all in our home by anybody that came and viewed it. I got in the mail one of Trent's flyers, and I felt like it spoke to me and our situation. So I gave him a call, and we had an informal interview. And I was really taken by a few aspects. One was that he doesn't just do the conventional pictures. It's wonderful. He actually shows the best part of your home. He takes a ton of pictures and then puts it into, like you would for a movie trailer when you're previewing it to capture the audience. And so it comes across very professional. He puts in his voice to help market the nice aspects of your home. And it really shows your home in a wonderful way. And one of the things that Trent did that I really liked was when he listed our home, he had everything ready to go so that when he first listed it and you get the most amount of interest, everything is there for people to see. And he he has a lot more avenues and websites. I think the other thing that Trent helped was that I really learned a lot about how to sell my home. Between the marketing and having the house priced right, we were able to sell it within 3 days, and I was very happy with that, as the experience had was becoming quite frustrating in the other situation. The reason I'm talking to you today is because I don't want any of you to have to go through the trouble and frustration that we had to in trying to sell our home for the last 4 months. And thanks to Trent, we were able to sell it within 3 days, and I can't tell you how happy I am about that. And now I have no stress. Thanks so much, Trent.
We have a high-end home, and it was a challenge to sell. It had been on the market for 2 years. The virtual pictures, and it was a popular realtor that was working with us before. But when we received this invitation from Keller and Williams through Trent Gustus' team, it intrigued us to put it on the market one more time. And it was fascinating because we thought, what a novel way of marketing a home. Trent came in and they did a very detailed job of videoing the home and inside, outside, and with the detail that was featured, because we put so many extras into this home, it is almost impossible to get your money back out of a high-end home. And once listed at over $1.65 million, this is a lot of money. But in order to do this, they have to understand what it is that they're getting that is so special about it. So his skill work in making this visual to the watcher was an answer to what we needed to sell this house. Then I guess the other part which was very pleasing was how we sent these ongoing video updates of our competition out there as far as the comparative market analysis with his voiceovers to show us what we are looking at and how we do compare. And this caused my wife and I to think and ponder as to maybe we should lower our price a bit more to even be on the cutting edge of the market. And so we made the analysis based on his thorough analysis of what's out there on a regular basis. We got these video update reviews, and this was good as well. So with the procedure then, with the beautiful videotape and his partner Darcy Anderson being most accommodating with a good voice and being sensitive and considerate for appointments to come, it was no problem, and we appreciated his follow-up and made sure that we're satisfied with everything. This was a good team in progress. So all in all, it was an enjoyable experience as we went on this journey to success, and the video and the way he did it with the voiceovers and the pictures that we saw as far as the pricings of different unique things that we added in helped sell the house like nothing else, because the ones who did buy the house spent but less than an hour in this house and were prepared to deal at 7:30 that evening. So well done. Great work there to Trent and to Darcy. We appreciate you very much. I would highly recommend you to any friends or relatives who would be interested in a good realtor. We're more than well satisfied.
Next, I want to talk a little bit about how I do what I do, how I can get results other agents failed to get. I think that you'll agree that many agents do little more than put up a sign and post a bunch of pictures on the internet. And in my experience, the more pictures you have, the more possibility you might have that your home doesn't sell. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't have photos, but what you put online is very important. People can pull up hundreds of listings on their computers these days on the internet. And most often, they're trying to weed out the ones that they don't want to see. So if you have 20 or more photos on the internet, there's a good chance that there's one reason or another that a potential buyer might not want to see your home. Even worse, a virtual tour that discloses absolutely everything about your home in a way that doesn't sell your home. You see, most virtual tour marketing is nothing more than a large group of photos put together with soft music. It's what I call disclosure marketing, and it can kill the sale of your home. So that's why I have an entirely different approach to my marketing. I do sincerely believe in video marketing online to sell homes, but I approach it in a way that a professional marketer would. My videos are more like a movie trailer. Now just think about how a movie trailer gets you out to the ticket office. They show you a short clip of the movie, the absolute best part. Maybe it's the only good part. They may even throw in testimonials to sell you on going to see the movie. This is exactly what I do with my video marketing of homes. I'll quickly show the best parts of your home, Not all, and it may be hard to determine things like the layout of your house. Then I do close-ups on the finer details of your home, the details that really sell the value of your home. Things like the quality of your finishing, the extra money you spent on the landscaping. You see, if we don't tell people enough about your home, buyers then start to qualify your home by square footage. Kind of like ground beef by the pound. But we want people to focus on the value that you're offering. In fact, we want to tell buyers why your home is the best buy in the area, why it's the best value. I might even show comparable sales in your area, how your home is better value. Remember, this is a sales presentation for your home. And your home doesn't need to be a show home for this kind of marketing to work. Here's a perfect example of a home I sold with 3 competing offers. The owner didn't know what to do. The home needed a lot of work and it wasn't selling. Welcome to 234 2211 19th Street Northeast. This 3-bedroom unit is 1,037 square feet. Few townhouse condominiums offer a nice view of the park, especially at this price. You can watch your kids play right from your living room window. The location of this property is right here, and as you can see, it's surrounded by parks. You could just scoot out here on 19th Street with your bicycle and ride all the way to work if you work downtown. And you'll notice that the parks are all around this. The property is close to downtown too, and you'll notice that 16th Avenue is just off 19th Street and close to Deerfoot. Very quick commute to work. 234 is an exceptional buy, as currently there's 2 other properties available that are much higher in price. Priced at $199.9. As we can see, it is renovated and it's rather nice, but we believe at our price at $149.9 that it's an excellent deal and there's lots of room for someone to make some money. For just about $20,000 in renovations, you could have a property that looked just like this one. And as you can see, the square footage is actually smaller than our unit at 234. Currently there's 2 units for sale. This one at number 395, it's also a little bit smaller than our unit. In the same complex, done in nice hardwood. It wouldn't take very much at all to replace the kitchen in this unit and do a little bit of work, and you'd have a great unit. With the going rate of these properties being close to $200,000, our property of 234 at a price of $149.9 is an exceptional purchase. As you can see here, the property needs a little bit of TLC, but it's got a huge kitchen. And just look at the view you've got. The living room is large as well. This unit has a full unfinished basement, and just look at these new railings. The building has been upgraded as well. If you like this property and you'd like to book a showing, call us today at 403-862-9610. Buy this home and we'll buy yours for cash. Call today for details, 403-862-9610. For all buyers who buy direct from the Trent Gustus team, we have our exclusive guarantee. Our VIP buyer satisfaction guarantee. If you're not happy with the home you purchase within 24 months of the date you close, we will buy it back or sell it for free. Find out how to become a VIP buyer today. Here's an example of a home that was on the market 2 years with another agent. Welcome to 90 Aspen Ridge Way Southwest. The first thing you'll notice when you approach the home is the $67,000 they spent on the exterior finishing. Just look at this custom masonry. You'll always know who's at your door with this video entry system. When owning an estate home such as this one, the entry should be grand, and this one's vaulted with a solid cherry curved door and unique architecture. And when your guests look down to take off their shoes, they'll notice this custom slate tile inlay. All of the doors in this home are solid 8-foot cherry doors. In the front of the home, you've got this large office. Included is this built-in cherry desk and cabinets. On the main floor, this is one of the larger half bathrooms that you'll see. This is a custom-built home by Keith Anderson, owner and manager of Deca Design. The climate in this home is very comfortable with 2 air conditioning units and 2 air return systems. In a home this big, you wouldn't want extension cords everywhere. The in-floor plug-ins are conveniently located. Often overlooked, this home has amazing windows and architecture. The home feels like a grand hall with a 12-foot 9-inch ceilings. And it's cozy with this real wood-burning fireplace, oversized with natural stone and cherry mantle. And lighting the fire is a snap with with the gas log lighter. There was $65,000 spent on the millwork to finish this kitchen, and you'll notice that all of the cabinets don't have the same facing for that unique look, all solid cherry. There was $27,410 spent on Mealy appliances in this home. This double wall oven includes a warming drawer. They thought of every little convenience here, including this bread box and large pot drawers right under the stove where you'd want them. Both sinks in the home have carburetors, and those carburetors have this neat little switch built right into the counter. Evidence of the elaborate millwork is everywhere. Just look at this ceiling. See who's knocking at your door right from your kitchen. The countertop depth Sub-Zero refrigerator blends right into the cabinetry. No problem to find a step to get to your upper cabinets when you need to find something. Custom drawer with custom steps. This home features a unique granite from a quarry in Brazil. Stepping just outside the kitchen, you'll notice this beautiful patio with 10 mil glass railings. No top rail in this portion keeps the sight lines clean. Never worry about your awnings and the wind. There's wind sensors on these, and they pull in when the wind comes up. This home has lighting everywhere. 2 vacuum flow systems make this home very easy to clean. This home is really well designed architecturally. You'll notice that these railings are spaced away with a space in the deck to allow the south sun to come in to the basement windows. The rear deck is a nice place to sit on a warm, rainy day. This home is private, with reserved land behind that will never be built on and a view of the mountains. You'll never draw the blinds. The third fireplace in this home is right in the master bedroom. It's a gas fireplace and low maintenance. You can turn all the lights on the home right from your bedside. $4,000 was spent on custom cabinetry in the walk-in closet. More of that Brazilian granite on the tub surround. Over $8,000 was spent on the custom millwork in the ensuite bath. This $3,500 programmable air tub has color therapy as well. Relax at the end of a cold hard day in a steam shower. There's plenty of room on the main floor for guests. They spent almost $8,000 on the custom millwork and cabinetry in the laundry room for your convenience. The triple drive-through garage is huge, with even enough room for a ramp for wheelchair access, right out of the rain. Going downstairs, an open tread cherry solid staircase. Entertaining in the basement, you've got a full-on wet bar with refrigerator, dishwasher, and microwave, all wired for your home theater system. And again, downstairs is bright, just like the upstairs level, with these $65,000 worth of windows everywhere, coffered ceilings, and access to an outdoor patio. Just off the back basement door is a walk-in closet. This is way better than a shed. Sound throughout the home is also included in the exterior speakers. These were $100 a piece. 2 large bedrooms in the basement, one with its own ensuite. All rooms in this house have comfortable heat with hydronic in-floor heating on both levels, water softener, 2 complete vacuum flow systems, and all kitchens have reverse osmosis water taps on each sink. The Bang & Olufsen power management system can record your patterns of when you turn lights on and off, when you dim them, everything, so that you can save this pattern and then replay it so you never need to remember to turn on a light. This system is integrated throughout the home. It controls the water fountains outside, the lighting for the fountains, the fountain motors, when it turns on. Everything can be monitored and programmed the way you want. It can also optimize for power savings as well. All of this sits on this spectacular location with this great view. Close into the city, Aspen's very convenient. There was over $95,000 spent on landscaping here by ongoing works. There's a brand new irrigation system as well. With one of the largest lots In the subdivision, this home sits in the perfect location, backing onto the green space in Aspen Reserve and with the view of the mountains. It's an unbeatable combination. If you like this property and you'd like to book a showing, call us today at 403-862-9610. This is just 2 examples, but in 13 years of marketing homes, I've got hundreds of examples of turnaround situations. High and low-end homes, fixer-uppers, show homes. I've marketed a home just like yours. So call me today for a low-pressure interview to discuss the sale of your home.